Good morning, everybody. It's Holger Mueller here from Constellation Research with a slight cough coming to you, talking about the Nike day one takeaways of Nvidia GTC that happened on March 18th. First of all, I mean, it's impressive what kind of gathering Nvidia has brought together 25,000 attendees, super long lines around the SAP Center in San Jose, a dedicated fan base always. What else would you think when the CEO runs around in a leather jacket, which of course was there. Amazing keynote performance from Jensen Huang. I don't know any tech CEO who talks freely like this. Maybe Larry Ellison, but never for that length, never for that consistency, never for the precision, never with that wide range. Super impressive and easy to listen to too. Maybe it's a great graphics, an amazing background screen was available at the SAP Center to show high-level graphics, showing the compute capabilities back to the DNA of NVIDIA of providing graphic accelerator cards. But it's super, super impressive. Now, one of the big questions in my previous videos was, does NVIDIA keep up the pace of announcing a new architecture every year? And we have the answer to that right now, right? Not only does Blackwell, their flagship machine that they're selling right now, um, get an ultra version, so the last boost of the architecture as it seems to be in the NVIDIA naming part, but there's a new architecture coming along, and in the typical tradition, it changes the name of that from a male physicist to a female physicist. It's Vera Rubin, the lady who discovered the black matter, is being announced, will come out in the second half of 2026. Amazing increase in performance. Interesting from the perspective that NVIDIA is trying to be relevant in the cloud market. And they know that there's cloud vendors who are building, all the cloud vendors are building their own infrastructure. AWS and Azure are kind of like behind in this compared to Google. And this might give some people thought, right? Looking at they're on the second generation, well, Microsoft's in the first generation. AWS is going to go on the third generation with Trainium and Inferentia. So everybody can kind of like chart the curves of what their platform can do and where it will be. So it's possible that this will give pause to the cloud vendors' proprietary things, which would be the ultimate goal on the NVIDIA side. So very, very interesting to see the fallout of all these announcements that happened there. Overall, it's very interesting to see that NVIDIA is making itself larger in every aspect of the stack, right? Obviously, first of all, interesting building its own CPUs. That was before licensing ARM CPUs, tried to buy ARM. Anybody who followed that didn't work out, so they built their own CPUs from that perspective. So more vertical integration on any of the DGX platforms. It's pushing further with networking. Networking is a core part of NVIDIA Link NVL, right? Counting now the GPUs that connects into a version, and the specs are just mind-numbing. Like Vera Rubin in coming out will be an NVL 144. It will go up to 576, right? That's more than a three and a half times increase in its ultra version, which we'll have in the second half of 2 years, which is 2 years out, but 2 years out is not a lot of time in chip consumption. And as Jensen Huang said, well, he says people are going to hate him, right? That's the interesting aspect, right? In enterprise software, which I cover much more than hardware, if you announce your next product, nobody buys the old product because nobody wants to be on old stuff, right? So NVIDIA has solved that really well with him making fun of Grace Hopper compared to Blackwell, but all of that seems to be not stopping NVIDIA in any part of the face, right? So networking, huge part, photonics coming, which is always an interesting thing. All about, by the way, in their Rubin is going to be liquid cooling, which is their new frontier in cooling, and probably the limit of any AI architecture. Also not to focus only on the training side, strong focus on the inference side, which will run on premise, which is the friend of NVIDIA. There's no question about it. And then, of course, also interesting, I think it didn't even make it to the keynote. I had to leave it a little early. Is the storage side, right? The NVIDIA can make a strong case of storage, of saying, look, we'll store with all these partners. Everybody's there from VAS to, I don't know, HPE storage and so on. We will store the information in a way that is very suitable for our GPUs to process information, right? Because we always keep saying it's all about the GPU and the network, but hey, the network has to be fed from storage. So the storage architecture has to be very good for that perspective too. And if you can store right away how we can feed those GPUs through a super efficient network, hey, what can be coming out of that great throughput? And then lastly, I mean, huge focus on robotics. Was a little bit surprised, right? It's not a robotics vendor, but it's all kind of like coming together for NVIDIA. I always was very impressed about the capabilities Omniverse, right? Originally, I was thinking that is something, oh, you're going to need a lot of graphic cards for calculating all of this, which still alive and well DNA of NVIDIA. It was in the gaming center part of show floor. By the way, super interesting show floor. NVIDIA has the potential to, I don't think, unseat AWS. It's just a broader service of things. But as AWS reInvent has replaced VMworld as the get together of the IT industry, I still have to get a feeling of the audience coming to NVIDIA GTC. But there's a lot of potential of there of getting the AI, data, gaming, whatever people together. But it's not a clear DNA. It's not like the VMware DNA, which was the admins. It's not the AWS DNA, which is the developers. But it will be something for NVIDIA to forge. But I got sidetracked there, right? So super interesting on the robotics side, all coming together. The Omniverse, right? A real representation of the real world, super big model can now be used or can be used for training self-driving cars, robots, whatever, creating data, synthetic data. For that synthetic data is going to be a big solution for training in general. So very interesting how everything is kind of like Lego break-wise coming together for NVIDIA. What is not coming together is a little bit on the software stack, right? Software creates a stickiness for anything. Might it be training, might it be inference on the AI side. There is work on the software stack, but it's all about making the software run so it's going on premises with its partners there, which are lots of partners. Dell was there, HPE was there, Oracle is there, which is a friendly cloud because they only use NVIDIA GPUs. Maybe also some others, but mostly NVIDIA GPUs. Like I always say, it's joking. Safra and Larry spending like drunken sailors last quarter, 15 billion went into capex, 75% of available capex. But this is not about Oracle and NVIDIA. I think for getting ISV workloads, because if you look at which would bring a lot of workload to any AI infrastructure, is going to be packaged applications or SaaS applications. The only SaaS vendor who was here, promised with the CEO, Bill McDermott, in the pre-show was ServiceNow, which is no surprise because ServiceNow is the only SaaS vendor who runs only in their own data centers. And we know if you run in your own data centers, pretty much the only game in town is NVIDIA. So no surprise there, but no presence from SAP. With Oracle indirectly runs in NVIDIA, of course. No presence from Workday, no presence from anybody in the enterprise application space because those vendors want to have something that's portable across applications. Had some conversations with the enterprise software guys. What they think about this, they see that. I'm not sure if that's going to resonate as a massive necessity, but I think this is the year where NVIDIA needs to create value for its customers to create portable models which can run in different clouds and different architectures and get stickiness from the storage over networking to the AI platform. Right, this is Holger Mueller from Constellation Research. Let me know what you like, what you did not like of NVIDIA GTC so far. What did I miss? Always love to hear that. Appreciate you watching and stay tuned. Can't wait for Thursday, which is going to be Quantum Day. Maybe Jensen wants to make good something how he imploded the whole quantum valuation thing by saying it's 15 years out. Interesting. Last thought here. In the preview, there was another legend, but a known person in the hardware space. Pat Geltner was at the preview meeting. Interesting to hear, and he said commercial quantum is in the next 5 years. And as a person, I've seen commercial quantum running almost 2 years ago, May, with real workloads being loaded on quantum machines. Not exactly clear which of the companies were, but credible vendor, that my question, there's value they paid for that. So quantum was real for me personally in May 2023. So can't wait for Thursday, a little preview on that. Sorry for keeping you here. Stay well. Let me know, enjoy GTC if you're there. If you're there, say, don't be shy, say hi. This is Holger Mueller from Constellation Research. Thanks for watching. Over and out.